I've got fish guts in my beard.
No, I don't think so. Gross, don't kiss me.
Welcome back, legends. I'm gonna show you a quick fun, what are you laughing at?
You always have to do like, whether it's the box, your hands, your feet, like, welcome back, legends. Welcome back.
Got a fun little video for you today to show you how to preserve some baits. I'll show you what you need here. First, a receptacle for storing fish parts. Second, fish to dismember and create fish parts. Next, a sharp fillet knife with which you will make fish parts. And finally, canning and pickling salt. Put them all together.
You can catch catfish.
This is a great bait for catching catfish. I just went out last night and caught a nice little channel cat, which I'm about to have for lunch. We used chicken livers to catch him, but while we were out there, we had some worms, we had bobbers, we were just catching some bluegills, so we kept those as well because they make great live bait. And even after they're not live bait anymore, you can take these fillets and use them dried up in salt as your bait. So I'm going to show you my technique for keeping these viable. You don't have to refrigerate them or freeze them. We're just gonna put them in some canning salt and leave them for the next time we're going out, and these are great for catching big flathead catfish. Enjoy. All right, so the first step is we're gonna take our little Tupperware thing here. It will not be going back to the kitchen anytime soon. We're gonna start, we're just gonna line the bottom of this with a good, I don't know, that much salt. As you will see in a day or two, there's a lot of moisture that gets extracted from these fish fillets. So I'm gonna put a good majority down on bottom. We got about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch on the bottom of that. So that's our starting point. Put that aside. Step 2, fillet these guys. Now you don't have to make this pretty. You're just trying to get a big hunk off of each side. Keep the bones in. That's nice because you put a circle hook through there. It gives it a little bit of something to hang on to on either side, keeps it rigid, and it'll stay on the hook for those extra long casts. All right, so I'm gonna lift this little pectoral fin right here, and I'm just gonna kind of cut through that ear. Down to the backbone, tune up. Same way you fillet any fish. And there's one. So you can see all the ribs are still right there. So we're keeping the scales on, and you can see that the ribs and a little bit of the stomach lining is right there. That's fine. And you got all this good meatiness right here. So that's good appeal. If this is what the catfish are eating, they can see this is what their food looks like, and we're gonna keep it in the salt. We're gonna lay him right in there and keep going. There it is. We're gonna line it right next to its brother right there. One down. Now I do know some guys who like to fish with the heads. I personally have not had any luck catching with fish heads, but if you want, you can go ahead and put that whole thing in your salt concoction as well. For right now, we're not gonna do that, and we're going on to the next one. And once we have one full layer there, as you can see, these little guys are kind of hard to fillet, so I got one side off and I just put the whole other side in. That'll work fine. Once you have one layer done, you're gonna coat it liberally. Good, and it's not scientific. That was probably a bit much, but I'm just coating it so I can start the next layer. I've had the best luck with this type of bait, especially when you get to the lake or wherever you're fishing and you are planning on catching your bait. It's nice to have this as an option to get lines out right away as soon as you get to the lake, instead of having to get there, catch your fish, and then set out your lines. Because sometimes the bluegills aren't biting either. Now you got some great bait next time you go to the lake. I don't have to do anything with this. I can leave it in the garage because it might stink a little bit. So I'm gonna just put a little bit more salt over top there. Fill her on up. Shake and bake. And look at that goodness. And that's all there is to it. You can leave it in your garage, leave it on your back porch. I don't recommend storing it inside, but no refrigeration necessary. That salt will keep them ready to go. So get to the lake, grab your pole, hook up a fillet, huck it out there, and hopefully it helps you catch some nice catfish. Thanks for watching another Choose Legend. I'll give you an update on this in a couple days so you can see what they look like. Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. All right, it's been about 1 week, about a week and a half actually, since we put these salted baits in here, so let's take a look at them. Nice and preserved. Pretty thin little cuts, but they don't stink at all. They're not slimy, they're not gross. Now, if you don't do enough salt, you can get quite a big moisture buildup in the bottom. Not a big deal, but I like to do more just so that it's nice and tidy. And that's all she wrote.